For lesson 3.2, the essential question is, what are the beliefs and practices of Muslim people? So these are called the 5 pillars of Islam, and these are the duties or responsibilities of Islam, which is the religion of the Muslims. So these are like rules or obligations and duties that all Muslims must follow and do. And they are Shahada, which is faith, Salah, which is prayer, Saum, which is fasting, Zakat, which is almsgiving, and Hajj, which is the pilgrimage. So we're going to discuss further what each of these mean. So the first one is belief, or also known as faith. So there are 2 most important beliefs. There's only one God, who Muslims call Allah, and Muhammad was his last prophet. So there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. This is a basic statement of the Islamic faith. Anyone who cannot recite this wholeheartedly is not a Muslim. A Muslim is expected to recite this statement out loud with total sincerity, fully understanding what it means. Okay, here's inside a mosque, and as I mentioned, inside mosque there are no images of Muhammad, right? There's just like a lot of Arabic writing and geometric shapes. And then their holy text is the Quran, right, which is written in Arabic, and it's the word of God as revealed to Muhammad. Muslims also believe that Abraham, Moses, and Jesus were prophets of God as well. However, they believe that Muhammad is his last prophet here to give God's true message. The next pillar is prayer. Muslims pray 5 times a day. In many Islamic countries, there is a public call to prayer from the mosques. Mosques are on Fridays, but prayer can happen anywhere, and it is facing the direction of Mecca. So if we are here in the United States, and here is Mecca in Saudi Arabia, right, we would have to pray in the direction facing east. Okay, when they pray, this is like the stance that they take, right? They must kneel down and bow to the ground, and then look both ways and put their hands in this type of prayer position. Before they pray, they have to wash their hands, and like I said, they pray kneeling and bowing the head to the ground, often on prayer mats. And this prayer can happen anywhere, no matter where you are in your day. So Muslims are obligated to pray in the direction of Mecca, where Islam began, 5 times a day, before sunrise, midday, late afternoon, just after sunset, and between sunset and midnight. And in many Islamic countries, there is a public call to prayer from the mosque. So at this time, like the whole city will pray. And then before their prayer, they have to, like I said, wash their hands and pray by kneeling and bowing their heads. And Muslims just generally pray wherever they are at these set times of day. Just to recap. The next pillar is fasting. So during the holy month of Ramadan, Muslims fast from sunup to sundown, meaning they consume no food or beverage, not even water, during the daylight hours. This reminds Muslims to focus on God instead of materialistic things that we enjoy on earth, like eating or shopping or, having more things. In addition to fasting, people spend time reading the Quran, reflecting, spending time with their community, and trying to be a better Muslim. This is different to the calendar most of us use today, so it happens at different times of year. And if you notice in your student agenda, we will have a date that says Ramadan begins. So this again means that you do not eat or drink for a certain period of time during sunlight hours. Okay, so they are fasting from sun up to sundown. It happens at different times of the year because they follow a lunar calendar. And here you are praying and connecting with God, you're reading the Quran, you're reflecting on how to be a better Muslim and spending time with their community. Okay, so all of these things is what makes it a holy month for Muslims. The next pillar is charity, also known as almsgiving. Another important act in Islam is giving to charity, also known as almsgiving. According to the Hadith, a collection of reports of Muhammad's teachings, actions, and sayings, Muslims should give 2.5% of their income and savings to the poor and needy, with the exception of people who are too poor to give, according to an amount determined by Islamic scholars. So Muslims need to give 2.5% of their income and savings to the poor. Muhammad taught that God created everyone equal, and it is the responsibility of humans to care for one another. So zakat means a way to purify yourself and your wealth. So if you are blessed with wealth and money and things, right, it is your responsibility to also give back. The last pillar is pilgrimage, also known as a Hajj. The holy pilgrimage of Islam requires all Muslims to travel to Mecca at least once in their lifetime. A pilgrimage is a journey to a holy place or a place important to your religion. For Muslims, the holiest site is the Kaaba, which is located at the center of the most important mosque at Mecca. Muslims believe the Kaaba was built by Abraham and his son Ishmael as one of the first places to worship one God. So they must travel at least once in their lifetime. If you are like financially and physically able to. Obviously, if you cannot afford to make this trip, it's not like God will punish you, or if you are disabled or have some illness, or if you can't travel, then that's okay, right? And then we've discussed the Kaaba, which is this cube that's in the center of Mecca, and we've seen that during the pilgrimage or Hajj, tons of people are around it, and they walk around it and pray at this site. The Hajj is also it's a sacred journey, so you don't just visit the Kaaba, you also visit 5 other places that are important to the religion, and places that Muhammad, that were important to Muhammad, or that are important in the history of Muslims, right? Like they also go to Medina, and there's like a whole route that they follow of these different places. Okay, lastly we have Sharia law. This is not one of the 5 pillars. This is a collection of Islamic laws that were made by scholars, and it is based on the Quran and the Sunnah, which is another holy text. Some places like Iran and Saudi Arabia use Sharia law as actual laws that their government enforces. So some of these countries, you will see the Muslim symbol of the moon and the star on their country flag. But in most other places, these laws are simply rules of the religion on how to be a good Muslim. So in Sharia law, it's divided into 5 categories, which is forbidden, discouraged, allowed, recommended, and required. So it is forbidden to eat pork, drink alcohol, and gamble. And the Quran also tells women to not display their beauty. So in Sharia law, this is where you have the different type of veils, and these depend on the country that you are from, where some might be more loose fitting, right? Some maybe cover your face, some may cover everything but your eyes, right? And so this is just depends on like what the Sharia law states in a certain country. Okay, and this is the end of our video.